Episode number 9.
It is.
It's actually about 20. I think we've done 20 now,
Have we?
Yeah, so we do ours, which we put in the episode number.
I see. So like the reviews and the...
Yeah, but then if you count all the, like you say, the reviews and the ones that we've had with guests, I think we're up to, we're approaching 20.
Good.
So, and the views are going up and down. It's quite interesting. So, it's weird. I don't know what the algorithm does. I've not worked it out yet, what to tag, what not to tag. So I think it's just our loyal followers and when they can be asked to fucking interact and when they can't. Yeah. Well, we've got over 70 subscribers now on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Say over 70, 71, but factually correct, isn't it?
Still counts, definitely.
But yeah, so today's show is going to be a little bit different. So people might have seen that's just because it's still that awkward festive period where until that first Monday of January, no one really takes it seriously.
No, I'm still technically off.
Oh yeah, you're not feeling in full flow yet.
I'm not now. No, full wind down.
I hate it over Christmas. No one's at work. There's no one to talk to about it other than like cheese and wine. Although to be fair, I did partake in a night where I got what I'd consider pretty drunk for me these days. Like considering.
You don't drink wine.
Don't drink wine. I don't drink at all much, really. I had a little bit of a hangover.
Did you?
It might have been from Boston, though. I was buttering that on crackers like it was going out of fashion. So it might have been a cheese hangover more than a wine.
Probably.
But,
what vile thing did you do the following day to counteract that?
What did I do? I think I just did some weightlifting, I didn't even actually feel like I could do a cardio. So. But,
very unlike you.
But speaking of that, I didn't really do anything New Year's Eve. But New Year's Day, I did bike 100k on the C2 bike.
You mental.
That was my penance.
But how long did it take?
3 hour 14:54. I spend a lot of time on a bike, so my arse didn't hurt half as much as I thought.
That wasn't where I went, but
honestly, I'm just letting you know because you're going to do one. You and Ed are doing a challenge, aren't you, to raise money for?
But that's like
Western
on off.
Yeah, I know, but it'll still hurt.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it kind of my arse is conditioned to it, shall we say? But the rest of me wasn't.
Okay.
Did
you feel rough?
I was in a bad fucking way. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I think because I'm at bike a lot, I was like, that'll be fine. I'll just jump on and do 100k. I only decided that morning that's what I would do it, and regretted it about 10k in, and that's unlike me. So.
I think you normally do about 10.
Yeah, normally I do like 35. That's what I sit in zone 2 when I'm catching up on all the CrossFit news and the podcast stuff. So
how long does that take then?
About an hour and 10 at a steady enough pace.
Oh, fine. So then you'd obviously done the maths if you did.
Yeah,
that in a bit.
It was bad. But anyway,
thanks.
So anything else that we've been up to? I don't think there hasn't been much, has there really? We did the 12 days of Christmas. That went really well.
We did.
Our December sales figures were great compared to last year. We wanted to
half the Advent.
Yeah, it was because last year we did an Advent calendar where every day we did an offer.
From 1 to 25.
Yeah, whereas this time we only did 12 days of Christmas because Black Friday weekend overlapped at the start of December and didn't want to overcomplicate things. So we're only doing 12 days in December as opposed to the 25 and beating the sales target is just amazing for us, isn't it? Because it just shows all that online stuff that we're doing and all these amazing people watching and helping us on our journey. It's working, and that's what we want the numbers to keep going up, especially because we're doing no events this year. Now.
Are you more settled now? How do you feel?
I don't know. I feel like I'm finding things to do already. Obviously, over the Christmas period, there isn't as... No, thanks.
Sorry, I'm not winking at you. Go on.
All good?
Yeah, I think so. Go on.
Flawless, isn't it? So because over this period there hasn't been much to do, and there haven't been no events anyway, it's kind of been good for me to have that time to actually fill it positively with stuff that has helped me move the business forward, because that was my fear when we talked about it before, wasn't it? I didn't want to have nothing to do. So now...
I've got 2 whiteboards full.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying having a bit of something to do, but also being able to, Saturday morning, Sunday morning down at Project, it's a great day. I see a lot of people, we have a good workout. So being able to do that and then come back to do some productive work, going to see my granddad more and stuff like that, it's good. So as long as we can keep filling that bulk of those weekends with work that moves things forward, I think I'll be pretty settled and maybe appreciate the downtime a little bit.
You said it here first.
Yeah. So anyway, for the eagle-eyed viewers among us, we have some hats. So basically every show we do a topic, don't we? We do a topic and a Torie's top tip. Tori's top tip is non-existent this week because she's still in Christmas mode. So
yeah, I'm on holidays.
She has nothing for us. And the subject of the podcast is the it's not Mr. and Mrs., is it? It's, well, that premise, but from a director's point of view and an owner's point of view, we thought to lean into the festive fun. We'd do a load of questions. We've got 30 of them to get through. And then we're going to pick a pink hat or a black hat, depending on who we think is the most of the questions. So, everyone's familiar with that Mr. and Mrs. games. I know what it is. I don't know. I think pink for girls and black for boys.
That's what we're going for.
In today's world, that might be frowned upon, but I said it and I'm standing by it.
Fine. Just so I know.
Although I am probably slightly more ladylike than you.
Well, yeah. If you look at most of the photos.
Oh, also, look, new cups.
Oh, yeah, thanks to Sammy.
Mugs. Sammy B, the sister of the Defiant Co. Cheers. If you probably don't watch.
She does. She told me at the weekend.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
You know more about my sister than I do.
I do.
Right, so, yeah. If we put the pink hat up, it's a Ste Torie.
Yep.
And if we put the black hat up, it's a Ste. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through them pretty quick. Mm-hmm. But if there are any disagreements, we're going to thrash them out in real time and see if we can come to a... Because I think we need to be unanimous. If we think something different to each other, we need to talk about it. This could be therapy for us.
Okay.
It could help us get better and understand each other more.
It's like business partnership 101.
Yeah. I think everyone should do this. And if it comes to blows, so be it. We need to get it out of the system.
There's no mediator, though.
Yeah, we don't need one. Okay. I think between us, we should be mediation enough.
Fine.
And if we're not...
If not, I'm time capping it.
If not, we'll park them and we'll ask some of our friends to maybe...
Okay. And we'll let them know.
Yeah.
Fine.
You ready to go?
Fine. Are we alternating? Because you've only told me one of these questions.
Well, all these... What do you mean alternating what?
Who's asking them? Or are you
Well, it
just
doesn't
going to
really
go for
matter,
it?
does it?
Go for it then.
As long as we...
I'm ready.
Right. Hope they're ready.
They.
The viewers. Right.
The future views.
Who is more likely to forget an important meeting?
That was so easy.
Yeah, well, but with your new planner, maybe you won't.
But you still couldn't ask me, and I'd not be able to know like that. I'd have to get my planner out like I did earlier.
Yeah, and if you forget to get your planner out, we've fucked it, haven't we?
Well, it is. I mean, even earlier when you tried to put a date in the diary, I was like, oh no, that could not be the worst weekend.
Yeah, but I knew that going in, didn't I?
Well, you did.
It is exciting though. Rogue has been announced.
It has. A terrible weekend.
Terrible weekend.
10
months in advance and she still can't fucking do it.
I'm not saying I can't do it. I'm just panicking about it already.
Anyway, we digress.
Sorry, carry on.
Who is the better negotiator? Whoa, that's a good one. Right, let's negotiate. I think this is why I think you picked you.
Go on.
Is because you think I'm stubborn, but in doing so, forget that you're stubborn. And
but I've got a little bit more wiggle room.
You have, but I think if I'm negotiating on something that is worthwhile, I'm a very good negotiator, but I'm also a very quick, fuck this, I don't need this shit. So I think I assess the situation quickly enough to then make an impulsive decision, but that impulsive decision is positive, I'll negotiate till cows come home. Yeah,
but then you are very led by that. So if you try and negotiate and you're met with resistance that you don't like or doesn't sit well with you, then you literally just go, well, fuck it. Whereas if I did it, I would give it a little bit more time to allow for the end result to be a positive one. But if you're met with something that you don't like, then you do have it's like a red flag to a bull for you.
Yeah.
So I'd say I agree with what you're saying.
I think you're right, because I think in doing so, I maybe sometimes, because you'll keep allowing people to have that opportunity to explain the nonsense that they're putting forward, you maybe then get to the bottom of that and then there is something positive. Yeah. So from a negotiation point of view, I guess.
Yes. Can we like put one? I really enjoyed that one.
What, because you beat me? How did you beat me?
I won a negotiation to winning round your opinion. Right, next.
Who is more likely to take a risk in business?
It's going to be a long question.
It is. Do you think?
Yeah.
I am impulsive. And
you are impulsive, but I think the risk that I'd want to take are much larger. You take loads of little ones.
Yeah, I don't know if
we're probably about equal, to be fair.
Yeah, I think we're probably because we both think fast. Yeah, you can think. We both think fast enough, but I just think I'm a gambler by nature. You know what I mean? And that is where risk. It is a gamble when you assess risk, isn't it? And then decide to go ahead anyway.
I like blue sky thinking, though, don't I?
Yeah, but that's not. I don't know if that's risk. That's just blue
then
sky
it's like,
thinking.
but
Isn't
then
it? It's
make
like,
it happen.
Hmm.
Wow, both?
Yeah, let's do both.
Okay.
Who spends more time on social media? Well, that is like mostly through Defiant. I do
That's
like to
I
post.
can't stand social
I like
media.
to post my personal shit as well, but
I don't
I'm
know
like a
your
post
time.
and goes personally. But obviously, I have to be on there, finger on the pulse for the latest CrossFit news and the latest fashion trends. So yeah, that's me. Right. Who is the first one to arrive at the office in the morning? Well, that's twofold though, because one, I live here. So
I have a child.
It's always, you blame Oscar for that. I feel sorry for him. I can't wait till he gets a bit older and I can tell him that his mum blames him for everything. But what I mean is by that, I live here, so obviously that's a given. But taking that out of account, you are way more likely to be late than me, aren't you?
Oh, late, yeah.
Yeah, but
I would, if I could, I'd be here at the office first thing.
What if I could? Fucking hell. New year, new me. Anyway, so yeah.
Well, I don't know why we're arguing. We both agreed.
Yeah. Who's most likely to order takeout for lunch?
Hate takeout.
Who's better at multitasking? Who's more likely to handle customer service calls?
Who's more likely to, or who would be better at?
I'm going to take that as better at, and I'm going to say you marginally. My only problem with pushback on this, I have pushbacks on all of them, is that sometimes in being nice, I feel like you're a bit wet.
No, but sometimes you think that people ask stupid questions when sometimes they're just not stupid.
Well, why are they asking stupid questions then?
So when you're like, well, it's on the website, but people say they're ringing you.
That's our fault. That's our fault, because if something isn't easily found, then I've learned that a lot.
Okay, but that is normally your go-to.
It is, but it still will be when stuff's obvious. You know, what I don't like is when people want you to think for them. And I mean that in the information's there, but they value their time more than mine, so they're going to make it my responsibility to point them to the exact thing that's right in front of them. That's when I struggle with customer service.
Which is a lot of people.
It is, but I feel like we will set our website or anything up for success, and that's why we do reviews, to make sure it is easy. But mine's like, you know what it's like. We all know them people that are like, I don't know, they're at home, they can't find the keys, so they make it your problem. Oh, where are my keys? You know what I mean? I don't know. You know, like people do it all the time, don't they? And that's just like such an annoyance of like, my time's better than yours, so you tell me.
You're just very unique in a lot of ways. So silly little things like someone would order 2 sizes of something. You're like, well, why would you order 2? You know what size you are. I would order 2 because every fit, especially for females, granted, maybe different for men, but everywhere you shop, they are slightly different. So I would be the type of person that would order 2, send back the one I don't want.
I'd just order my size and just hope for best, and then when it fits.
So this is where, like, if they rang and was like, "Oh, I ordered a medium, but I'm actually a small," you'd be like, "Well, surely you'd have known that anyway."
Oh, I wouldn't say that to him. I'd say it to you offline. No, but I get it. I get it with women's stuff, because women's stuff's
it is very different.
Like, there is not one thing. I don't mean that in a weird way, but I wear a large in every single T-shirt, in every single company, and every single fit. Yeah. I always wear a large, so I just.
But for men,
you know when guys are like, "Have you got a size guide?" I'm like, no.
So back to the, you're all right. Yeah. I am going to be better at it. Yeah. Next one.
Anyway, who spends more time on the phone? What does that mean? Does that
phone
mean
in your
on
hand.
your phone?
Yeah.
Or on the phone? Because you're on the phone a lot.
Yeah, I'm on this type of phone.
Yeah. Right.
You're on this type of phone.
Yeah, because I don't like talking.
Okay, well then you for holding your phone, me for being on the phone.
Okay, I'm happy with that. Who's most likely to come up with creative ideas? You know what? I'm going to say marginally, but when we do it together, we're very good. But I think
I normally start it, and I think then we create something together. Generally,
yeah,
I think that might be the best.
Yeah, I need prompting a little, even if it's even the prompting can be as simple as, "Have you got an idea about this?" And I'm like
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, like when we did that upstairs, like. And I think that's going to be such a cool ad that we run.
If we can get the people to do it, how you want it done.
I want it full fucking cheese. It's going to be good. Anyway.
So yeah, there's a prime example.
Who is the coffee addict? You, but I've
you're marginally coming up behind.
Yeah, I have one every day now, which I.
Oh, you calm down, you.
Well, I had my first one in August this year, and I've drank one daily since, so I've gone all in.
Go on.
Who's most likely to suggest a team outing? Oh, we've got a team. Who's most likely to stay late in the office? And not just because I live here. Because I have to ask her. Go on, blame him again.
I literally said nothing. Who is more
tech savvy?
Oh, I don't
mean,
know.
next time you ask me something, I'm gonna
Well, give
fucking
me an example. When did I last
throw a
ask you?
pink at you. I don't know. You asked her 4 times.
Give me one example.
It's anecdotal, okay? Leave me alone.
You are. I'd say both.
I think I'm more tech savvy.
Go on.
You've got more patience. So if it's a case of threading this wire into this little bit of tubing so it looks neater, if you're thinking of tech savvy in that way,
That's just OCD.
yeah, I know. But like, I just feel like, you know, if it was
I'm trying to think of an
navigating
example.
around, I don't know, like when something's wrong with your phone, you always ask me. You know what I mean?
Okay. Wow. Go on then.
No, you don't have to agree.
No, I'm trying to think of examples.
No,
Might come
I
back on
can't.
this one.
Right, yeah, we'll part this. Who's more likely to remember employees' birthdays? Oh,
Just days.
We haven't got no employees, so.
No, but just days in general. Just any.
I know yours.
Well, yeah.
Fuck you. Who's the better public speaker? See, I am. But that's much closer than you think. You just don't like doing it. You're very good at it. You just don't like doing it.
If I know the people, I'm in a group of people I know, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Put me in front of a group. Well, even then, even a group of people I don't know. I just don't like all eyes on me. It's just not fun.
I just love
all eyes on you.
Yeah.
Give you a microphone and a floor.
Actually, it'd be interesting to see who is actually a better public speaker.
What, when I get better?
No, I mean, who is? All we're basing that on is you hate it and I love it. That don't mean I'm better. That might actually make me worse.
Well, maybe we're reviewing like a year or so.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not something you could quantify, I guess. So it's
No.
interesting. Who's most likely to bring snacks in for the team? And then eat him himself on the way in, probably. Who has a better sense of humour? I think you're quite funny.
Thanks.
And you laugh at my jokes, which means I must be funny.
Yeah, that's why we held up both. Equally as humorous.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Yeah, you are pretty funny, actually. I'll give you that.
Thanks.
Who was most likely to handle the finances? Fucking and how? Who's most likely to read industry news? Who is the fittest?
You're not getting 100k out of me on a bike.
Yeah, but that's just more mental fortitude than physical, isn't it? But you're all right. Who has the most discipline? That is close, but
yeah, I think you.
Yeah, just. But it's because I guess my discipline, whatever it may be, is because I am quite unwavering as well.
Oh yeah, very.
So if I'm doing something today, there's nothing that could come into my day that'll stop that. You by nature have to be slightly more flexible.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't know if that's discipline or just circumstantial.
Maybe.
But
I think we are both. I get what you mean, but I would put you above that.
Who enjoys the podcast more? That's an easy one. Who drinks the most? Yeah. Who has the shortest fuse? Who's the most creative? Yeah, so we agreed to draw, didn't we, on that? Who's most likely to have a difficult conversation? You're a fanny.
I just procrastinate about it.
Yeah. But I think, like, you know, from a business point of view as well, like, I think, like, I've learned quite a lot about that from, you know, professionally speaking in my, like, corporate jobs that I've held over the years. Is like, especially in the corporate world, you'll tend to find that a lot of things that could go wrong normally go wrong because somebody didn't have a simple conversation very early on.
Yeah.
So it's a skill to develop that, to make sure you have them, because by the time it becomes necessary to have what will be a more serious conversation with an employee or whoever, it's much more difficult. Whereas, you know, if someone's late every day, you don't say anything to the point that you then have to fire him. Whereas if you tell them on that first day, and it's just things like that. And I think that's a good thing to learn over time. And it's funny story on that, actually. Speaking of, like, having difficult conversations, I heard Greg Glassman on a podcast once. And then at CrossFit, when it initially started, they didn't have an HR team. And there were two accountants that used to work together and they used to sit next to each other all day, every day. And they were, like, really good friends. And then someone said they had to implement a HR team because, you know, it's the way of the world. Yeah. So they did. And then complaints, staff issues just exploded. And these two accountants that worked in the same room, I don't know if he was being facetious or not, but he said, like, they started bringing guns to work because it was legal where they were. And it was like, Like, how do you go from having a team that's all
Yeah.
fine? You implement HR to make things more smooth, and then everyone falls out. And that's just, is that because people stopped having difficult conversations with each other in the moment
And had it to the third
and
party.
then went to a third party, and then imagine trying to mediate. He said this, she said that. It's a
Better just
minefield,
doing
isn't
it
it?
face
So
to
yeah,
face.
face into your shit, basically.
Wow.
Right, but yeah, who spends more online shopping?
Is that now?
That's difficult, isn't it? Because I only shop at one place.
But that's what I mean.
It just happens to be quite.
Take that brand out of it, then 100% me.
Yeah. So I think if you looked at it, I've said who spends more.
You spend more. I buy
spend
more.
more. You buy more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's
Fast
more
fashion though?
fashion? Who's more argumentative?
What?
I did that because I thought it'd be funny. Because now we get to argue about it. Thus proving your point.
So you agree with me?
I like
an easier life.
Yeah, the way that's worded, it's definitely me because I am more argumentative, but you won't do something you don't want to do that you really believe in.
Oh yeah, no, and I won't back down either. But that's half stubborn, half the fact that I have equally a stronger opinion. But you are definitely more argumentative.
I like arguing.
You're so weird.
Well, it's not arguing. I just like
you've just said it.
Yeah,
you've agreed
it becomes an argument because the person you're having the conversation with doesn't see that they're wrong. You know what I mean?
But what if they're
I
not
don't.
Wrong?
Well, they are if I'm arguing with them. No, but I don't argue. I always say that I don't lose arguments, and it's because I don't argue something that isn't factual very often. So if I'm having an informed debate with someone, I'm usually bringing facts to the table rather than opinions. And that someone that brings opinions to the table can never admit they're wrong because they're theirs. They're not facts. If you tell me my facts are wrong, they're not mine. So I'm not overly committed to it. So I'm okay with facts being wrong. It's similar to what we talked about, subjective, objective and all that.
Okay.
So like, if you're arguing based on an opinion, you will fundamentally be wrong eventually because it's your opinion and it's not a fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but you
I
are
might appear more argumentative because I'm trying to correct the thought process of people that like opinions.
Okay.
So yeah, me. Yeah.
So you are more argumentative.
And then the last one, who is the best salesperson? Definitely. Yeah. Our online sales are pretty good.
No, I was thinking in person.
Well, in person, online, anything really. I think you are better as a salesperson.
Smilier.
I think that I used to think that I never went into sales through the corporate rollout because I didn't think I could sell. It turns out I can sell what I believe in. But when what you're selling isn't what you believe in, I think that's a skill that you have very, very well. It's not that you don't believe in it; you'll believe in the people you're working with. But you know the metrics and the measures and the ways to increase sales. Where if I believe in something truly, I can like deliver that. Just even then when I start talking, I get passionate, and then people see that. Whereas you know the processes and the ways to enhance that sales experience for any business, really.
More from a customer journey perspective, isn't it? Than a I absolutely love X. Can't think of an example.
Well done. So we didn't score these, did we? So we don't know.
I don't think there is a winner or loser. Just turns out we agree with a lot.
Yeah. And
if we don't agree, we eventually agree.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that helps us work well, though, is that we at the beginning of anything we talk about, we very rarely agree at all to start with.
Yeah.
And then we find like a common ground, and that's what helps us work together so well. And I think like we're both, as we've worked together for longer, we've got much more open in the other's opinion because we know that even if it's initially met with sort of not rejection, but like some resistance, we know that that's coming from a good place now. Yeah. And we've got to know, right, I need to prove this more or show more or demonstrate more as to why this is a good idea.
I think if you're too agreeable, especially in business, it doesn't get you anywhere. Yeah. So it's always one person and the other person's just
what's that?
Propping them up.
What was that dog? Churchill dog. You remember
that nodding dog?
Like, that's the worst, isn't it? When you're having a conversation with someone, they're just like, you're like...
Oh, we split tested, don't we? We love that.
You do.
I love a split test.
Yeah.
Because then you know. And it's not my opinion, it's the sales or the figures or the...
go on then, let's fucking...
What we split testing?
Let's shoehorn in a Tory's top tip, just because you mentioned
everything.
Split testing. Some people might not know what split testing is, so what is split testing and why is it beneficial?
So, for example, we were talking about... I don't want to give away the idea, so let me think of another example.
Well, don't do that, do
I? Do I? So, like, whenever we do an advert, as an example, we'll do a reel and an image. Mm-hmm. So we will put half a spend on an image, half a spend on a reel, and we'll see and analyse the analytics, and then whichever one performs better after X days or a week, we then put the spend behind the better performing one, because your cost per click comes down. Obviously the algorithm shows it to more people. So that's what I mean by split test. So do same journey, same sales funnel, but whatever the entry point is figure out what people want. Like, for example, we're doing quite a bit of split testing, aren't we, from this year to the 1% change, I'm calling it, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm only wanting to affect numbers by 1%, which I know seems so marginal and completely irrelevant, but when that means that those numbers move by 1%, whether it be someone stays on your website for 1% longer, if someone clicks 1% more, if, I can't remember what the other ones are, session times, bounce rate, all those types of things, those 1% are huge when you start dealing with bigger numbers. Well, even any numbers, to be fair. If you don't look after your 1% and you're constantly chasing the big stuff, then you're never improving the journey for every single person that's coming to your website, your shop, your sales process.
And if you if you did a monthly scorecard on that and improved it 1% every month, that's 12% every year. And that's crazy, isn't it? So yeah, I get that.
Which ends up being hundreds, thousands, and eventually whatever more. So yeah, 1%, whether it be 1% saving or 1% growth or 1%. So that's my big 2025 goal.
And you can look at that across everything, can't you? Not just your stuff. You can look at your fixed costs and see how can you reduce them marginally, because that just immediately impacts your bottom line, doesn't it? Straight away.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the smallest things can make a big impact.
Like telling you to turn your lights off.
Yeah, well that's a good thing. So like when you talk about like, what was it, the finance stuff? It's looking into everything. So I've always been a little, I don't know, until you've been here more, working here. You're like, why have I got that light on down there? I'm like, I don't know.
It's every light. It's like 12 halogens.
Yeah, I know. So like now I'm way better.
So
like
there's the 1%.
Everything, and it's like just little things like that that help with everything, really, don't they? It's like, so yeah.
But it's always looking after the 1%. So I think some people forget that. So
yeah,
we've got into two there,
that's
haven't we?
how I was, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's only this small thing.
Yeah.
Now it's like everything matters, and if you treat everything as if it matters, then everything will get marginally better. Now, like my electric and gas bills are less than they used to be.
Well, you don't put the heating off, start.
Well, yeah, that's true. They're probably going up now.
We were saying that the fact that you couldn't get a nice still of me because I was wearing 12 jumpers last time and said I looked like Hagrid.
Well, you did. It was more your chins than out. There they are.
Right, I'm on my there they are.
Christmas
I'm on my Christmas break.
Well,
carrying a bit of holiday,
at least you've washed your hair today. So,
you pre-warned me it was happening today, so I was a little bit more prepared.
She's washed it.
Anyway, we'll move on from
New year, new me.
It's in my planner.
Good.
Right. Done?
Done.
Smashed it.
Well done.